How do you avoid failure in business?
How do you, what makes you think failure isn't part of the process? Like, I'm sure I've said this on one of the other Q&As. You have to be your biggest cheerleader for whatever it is you're doing. But the thing, and you can't care when you're your biggest cheerleader, you cannot care what people say. Even if you do, you can't show it, because if you care about what people think or what people say, and here's the most important thing, no one is even actually caring. I promise you, until you get to a point where it can be seen that, oh, this person is actually successful. I wonder what it is they're doing. Until you get to that point, no one's even gonna notice. If you make a mistake on your Instagram, if you say you're using Instagram, whatever, YouTube, whatever, any of those things, if you make a mistake on them, it's fine. And the reason why I say it's fine is because it shows the documentation of the process. Like, what's his name? CEO Matty J. He always says, yo, document the process, And the thing is, even on my podcast on YouTube, you will see the very first episode, the very first video, where it's like, a bit iffy. But for me, I was like, you know what? It's fine, because we will get better. Like, progress over perfection. You will get better as you keep doing it. Like, it will perfect itself as you keep going. So failure is part of the process. Perfect example, right? Okay, cool. And this example you've probably heard in different iterations, but I'll give you it again. When I got to Earth, and most people, I was so shocked. I was so surprised. I didn't say a word because I couldn't speak, right? I could make sounds, but I couldn't speak. At the same time, I couldn't walk. So now, are you gonna say that, you know what, I tried this speaking thing this first time, not really working. I tried this walking thing, it's not really panning out, so just guess people just gonna have to carry me, or just gonna have to stop flying, floating wherever I need to go. Of course not. And this is important, creating the environment that allows you to flourish is key. Because the reason why we can speak, we are now. Reason why we can do the stuff that we do, why we can walk, we can run, we can talk, all these things, because we were in environments that allowed us to thrive. If you're not able to walk, you stand up, you latch onto something, you stumble a little bit, you sit back down, cool, we'll try it again, and so on and so forth. And the more you did it, the more you got better at it, whatever. You go from crawling to stumbling to walking to then running wherever you want to go, and no one can catch you anymore, right? So again, failure is part of the process. So I know it's the era that we live in, especially because it seems like everyone's just successful. Like, they just started this thing and then overnight, nah. A lot of people it's a lot of years to become an overnight success. It's not a overnight, we did this last week and then boom, we're here. It just started like this and then we made it straight away. Nah, it's a lot of iterations. It's a lot of sharpening the axe. It's a lot of getting better at what it is you do. It's a lot of, this mistake happened, but we'll need to figure it out to get over it, to put out this other mistake. And then when we sort out these two mistakes, then cool, we can then move to this point. It's not a it has to be right immediately scenario, right? And another important thing, and this is a nuance to this, if you're able to have something that has you bringing in an income at the same time as you trying to start a business or go into entrepreneurship, keep that thing. Keep it. Because the thing about entrepreneurship and business is it's a contact sport. Right? There is no, oh, you were limping, so take it easy on this. Nah, the market does not care about that. It's a case of, do you bring value, and what is that value worth to the market? That's it. Simple as that. Now, until you figure that out, like what the value is and how you're going to deliver it to the market, through your marketing, whatever, you should, as long as possible, keep that thing that is bringing you income at the same time. And I say this because when you have that, it allows you to have emotional clarity, especially when it comes to finances, because don't forget, bills don't stop. Like this whatever crisis that comes up every other day in the economy, bills don't stop. That is the one thing that is constant, right? So if you can have that emotional clarity from something whilst you're trying to build this other thing, 100% keep that. And that is a nuance I always like to say, because you hear people, oh, yo, I quit my job, you're about to focus on my this. And like in that scenario, anxiety can be high, because I might be thinking, okay, if that's the case, have you done any of the research to double, like, is there any proof that what you want to do is actually going to work yet? If there isn't, I would not necessarily say you should quit your job just yet. Personally, I would not say that or advise that, because financially, I don't think that's responsible. So, going back, failure is part of the process. So don't be scared of that. Be your biggest cheerleader in everything that you do. Obviously, make sure you're doing the right thing and you're not doing stuff which is a hand to anyone else. 100% don't do that. But also if you have the opportunity to have an income stream whilst you're trying to build what you're trying to build, don't take this for granted. Don't, even if it's one of those situations where it's like, oh, I don't necessarily like what I'm doing over here. That thing over here is giving you that financial responsibility, that financial clarity, that emotional clarity. And it's actually that motivation to make this other thing work, right? So those are the points I put on this. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I was going to add. I think those are the main things. Yeah, those are the main things. And again, going back to, and I say this again, failure is part of the process. Do not be scared of it. Do not think, oh, you're gonna look a type of way, and like you cannot care what the people think. Actually, that's what I'll say. The ability, the skill of detachment from what people think or what people say is such a survival skill, especially in this era that we live in, because a lot of people, even on social media, some people can be swayed by the vanity metrics. I'll give you an example. On my page, there'll be things which may do really well and things which may not do well, right? Now, does that mean we're going to stop doing it? Let's just say we believe in the vanity metrics. Oh, this thing got 2 likes, this thing got 30 likes, right? That doesn't mean that this thing over here, we shouldn't try it again in a better version or a more improved version to see if we can do it better, and maybe you'll get more of it, right? But again, I use that as vanity metrics because you really shouldn't be caring what the likes are saying. You should be caring only about this. Am I creating value for the people who are going to consume this thing? If they're going to consume this and it's going to give them value, then it should be done. Simple, right? Don't care whether it reached 1,000 people in 5 seconds or it reached 1 million or you didn't go viral. That's not important. Create value. Let that value get to the people that you want it to get to. And then don't be scared to iterate if it didn't go right the first time, right? Being detached from the result and the outcome will allow you to do a lot better and will allow you not to take failure as such an important life-changing thing if you don't get it right. Because again, it's part of the process.